Dude, squat up. Oh, wow, the pole's already there. Nice. Wait, that was a lot. Okay, cool. Well, most people weren't scared. Yoni B, are you there?
I'm here, Mr. Zachary. How are
Wow.
you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good. Wait, I just got to change my background. It's the greatest place ever.
I think I already have that background for you.
What, Disney?
Yeshivat Haratzion, not only do we do yeshivas, but we also do t-shirts. The place to be.
Oh, man. We do. I actually have here a Nativ Aryeh puzzle with me and Ravina. So I'm just saying, like, I feel like that beats any t-shirt. Does any other yeshiva give out puzzles as swag?
We don't need to stoop to the level of puzzles, Zach.
I wouldn't say stoop. I'd say rise above. I'd say your yeshiva doesn't get any lower. Okay, fine.
I mean, on an elevation level, I don't think we get higher, but also our intellectual rigor comes from more than just puzzles.
I don't need fancy words to sound ventriloquist.
If you look at the comments, Benjamin Freund just said, "I'd rather a t-shirt than a puzzle." Thank you, Ben Freund. If you're out there, we appreciate your comments.
Wow. I heard just Yitzy B, push it puzzle. I don't know. I don't know what push it means, but that sounds very good.
Zach, I don't understand. Why do you have all this beef with me right now? Can you explain that for a second?
Yoni, can I first do the intro and then we'll get to that?
Is there an intro first?
Yes.
Did I jump the gun? You didn't warn me about an intro, Zach.
Okay, fine. This is your gun. Get warned. Okay. Welcome to Good Shtick with Zack, episode 004, live from Bergenfield, New Jersey. My name is Zack, and I'm here with our featured guest, SOY President Yoni B from Silver Spring, Maryland. I think, right? Silver Spring?
Something like that.
Okay, sounds good. We will be discussing several important issues, such as Student Council Presidency and Shtick at YU. If you have any questions, this time we're doing it differently. At the end of the show, you can raise your hand, and then I'm going to unmute you. We'll see how this works out, but it should be fun. You can ask me, Yoni, whatever. All right, so some quick updates on current events. Apparently, the U.S. is now leading the world in coronavirus cases with 82,000 cases. And New York, the leading state with that, and a total of over 1,000 deaths already. Today, in lighter news, I got my very own copy of the Baron Haggadah, sponsored by Bella Adler and the TAC team. I don't know why
Zach, I just want to throw out another plug for Bella Adler and the TAC team, as religious programming on campus is extremely important, both for the men and the women. I just want to throw that plug out there in advance.
Just that it's important?
Just that it's important.
Okay, we appreciate that.
I got you, Zach.
I don't get why Bella, though, didn't ask me for Dvar Torah. I'm really offended. I don't know why it was just girls. I want to write Dvar Torahs. In YU news, the canvassing committee has just reorganized, and I've selected Jacob Shiner on your council, Yoni, to represent my council, since I hope to run for re-election. So mark that down, voters. Zack to Zack years. Let's go for it. And speaking of presidency, Yoni, I've got a few questions for you as SOY president. So question one, how did you feel after your loss as SOY vice president, and how did that vicious defeat help you in your presidency now?
So I'll tell you like this, Zach. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And unfortunately, that loss actually killed me inside. It was very painful, very painful. But when you look around and you see the work that Moshe Sprint and Micah Hyman did that year that I lost the SOY vice presidency 2 years ago, or last year at this point when they were the SOY president and vice president, they did a wonderful job. They did an absolutely wonderful job. And that really inspired me to get back on my feet. Wow. That inspired me to come back and run again, because if they could do that job, Kal v'chomer, I could do such a job as well. That's not saying that I'm on a pedestal above them. It's not what I'm saying.
I heard it was a crushing defeat. Like, I don't know how you came back from that.
Look, like I said, it killed me on the inside. It really did. But when you try hard enough and push for your goals and get rid of the competition in legal ways and illegal ways, you can do whatever you want.
Okay, just wanted to know, can you give me a few reasons as to why Gush is worse than the Tiv?
That's a really hard question, Zach, because on most levels, actually, Gush is better than the Tiv. So to think of reasons that Gush is worse, I'll say this. It was brought to my attention once. I'll go through a mushal for you. I was in a car once with a bunch of people from not Gush, and they were discussing, this is NYU, and they were discussing, just to keep the yeshivas out of it, you'll see it gets political in a second. But someone asked the question, there were 4 of us, someone asked the question, if you could do your year again, then would you go back to the same place? And 2 of the people said that they would go back to the same place. And then the person who asked the question said that they'd rather go to Nativ, because in Nativ, it's about religion and God a lot more than in the yeshiva that this person went to. And then he turns to me and says, Yoni, do they speak about God and religion in Gush? And I said, yeah, we speak about God in Gush, sometimes 1, sometimes 2, but we definitely speak about God. Now, as funny as that story is, I think it brings out a truth in Nativ, where the focus of the religion and the spirituality is definitely much more emphasized than it is in Gush. In Gush, you have to find it through the text a lot more than it's pushed towards you, and you really have to want it a lot more. So it's not a place for everyone. And I think
I feel like you're avoiding my question. I just wanted to know a few reasons why Gush is worse than Nativ, and I haven't heard one reason yet.
I thought I gave 2. I think that Nativ is a much more, it's a much wider tent. I think, sorry, I just saw a comment that was very funny. I think that Nativ is a much wider tent and caters towards more people in order to be successful. It just caters to more people, which is obviously great. And I think that the focus on God directly is very, very beneficial, something that Gush definitely does not do.
I think it's important to look at where people go from yeshiva. So from the Nativ, we all end up in Hask, and then we all end up back in Nativ, trying to bet. And every week we have Nativ reunions. I don't know what Gush does, but I'm just saying.
Stone.
And we've got Ravina. I don't think anyone here knows who's head of Gush anymore.
I think everyone actually knows who the head of Gush is. I appreciate that call out. They're no Ravina, but we divide and conquer in Gush. You have your Ashkenazi Rosh Yeshiva in Rav Gigi. You have your...
That's a made-up name.
Take it up with him, okay? His beard can fend for himself, Zach. His beard can fend for himself. You have Rav Moshe, who's the son of Rav Aaron Lichtenstein, a name that everyone indeed does know.
Fine, that's one.
And then you have the one that no one actually knows because he only speaks in Hebrew and disagrees with every Rishon if you catch it between every statement and Rav Meidan. So
Yoni, can I ask you one more question?
That's what I'm here for.
I have 2 more, really, but are the rumors true that you secretly went to Hakotel?
So it's interesting. Rav Tarragon was begging for me to come to Hakotel, and I'm talking about Rav Moshe Tarragon. Okay,
like on his knees begging,
as far away from Gush as possible, because he knew that now I'd be doing this interview with you, and really, really not promoting Gush as I should be. But he was begging me to go to Hakotel, and I spoke to his brother Rav Ruben Tarragon because I really thought that he'd have good advice, and he said, Yoni, if you want to go to a place with a lot of Torah, do not come to Hakotel. So now I just don't know what to do with myself. Both of the Tarragons pushing for their brother's yeshiva. It's an amazing form of achdus, but at the end of the day, Rav Tarragon convinced me more, and then I ended up in Gush.
Wow, inspiring. Okay, so back to the real stuff that we all want to. Well, I know I want to talk about it. I'm still sore about it. So, what did you and Labe feel that you had the audacity to sue me a few weeks ago? All I've ever done was help our university and lived up to my promises. You, on the other hand, have failed to live up to multiple promises, which I could point out from your flyer. You didn't get tissues. I don't see any vending machine in the Heights Lounge. I don't see coffee and Gluck. I think there have been less free Shabbases this year, and that was before Corona. Now there's even less. And I think there's for sure been fewer Shabbos speakers, and that's only like from your flyer. On top of that, you failed in the perm spiel, and you failed with graduation. I just see failure after failure. What makes you have the audacity to sue me?
So, Zach, I think that there are 2 things that you should know. The first one is I want to start off by being very serious and telling you that you're a great guy, and I appreciate what you do, and I love having you. And I love having you. You know, we're friends. That's why I'm doing this show.
I love friends.
And I love having you as anything but a president. In fact, I despise your presidency for what it was before we sued and for what it is after we sued. And here's why. First of all the things that you said that I didn't do, I think it's very important that you know what you're dealing with in politics. When was the last president of the United States that did something that they said they were going to do?
Trump built the wall.
He built a wall. Yeah, he built a wall out of Lego in the Oval Office is where he built the wall, okay? No one has ever, and therefore I'm just
I saw
emulating.
someone ended slavery. That must have been recently.
Yeah, recently we ended slavery. That's what we did, which is why we have had Nolan in the presidency in the past. But you have to know that lying is really a part of running for any
I've lied
city
twice
council
in my
position,
life.
any prestigious position. So that's number one. So all of the rejection, you can just calm down there.
Right.
Number two, I think I froze. I'm gonna wait for it to unfreeze. We're back, I think.
Are you calling me a liar from Just Your TB?
No, I'm not. That's the problem. That's why I don't like you as president. You're not a liar. You have to learn to lie, Zach. Okay? And look, that's what us upper seniors are now trying to teach you. We're trying to help you understand what it means to be a politician so that you have a better run this time and next year when you lie to all of your
constituents. I think there's been one thing for sure with me. Over the years, I ran for student council in elementary school. I had a great campaign, shake and bake. It didn't work. In high school, I made a video and I photoshopped my face onto politicians. It was great. And I don't know. I didn't win. But then I got to college and I Shtick. You got to do more. That's what it takes to win. It's not about lying. It's about giving the people what they want, not just what you think is funny. It's about what they think is funny.
And that brings me to my second point.
And other than your face, I don't know what's funny.
I'm so glad. Wow. That's shots.
Okay, fine.
I'm actually so glad that you brought up Shtick, because if you can reference posters of mine from last year, I can reference articles of yours from this year.
Okay.
Because in your YSU from the VP's desk, you made a comment, two comments that struck me as impressive. Because in college, you are supposed to up your Shtick. Right. And I'm glad that you have a sob story, much like I have mine, where you didn't get anything in high school and you're only bringing that out here in college. And it's a wonderful thing to see you expressing your emotions in a positive way. But you made a comment, and I have it right over here. He said, this is a quote from Zack's article. Then it hit me. It's true that YU may be the same thing as high school, but who says that high school ever had to end? Line. Now, this is a comment that I thought I'd be using in the context of promoting Shtick. However, it's come to my attention that really this is the ideal opportunity to use it, because you are not taking your Shtick to the next level, Zack. You as a president need to take your Shtick to the next level, and yet right now you are still on a high school Shtick level, which is okay, and we can get back to being more Shticky as time goes on.
We're going global, baby. I don't know what high school you're talking about, unless TBC's global.
So are you saying that you did
we ran Panoply. I said high school doesn't need to end, but you could go further. You could take high school and bring it to college. So I took aspects from high school where I did a lot of Shtick, like Jacob Templer call out. He knows with the chess team, how he made chess the coolest team in school. We walked the whole school from TBC to Maya Note with pies and pies of pizza and our chess banner championship to Maya Note. I made Shticky emails for the Israeli Parade Committee. And now I bring this to YU on a grander scale. This is true, Jacob Templer. Yoni, I just wanted to know, how do you define a good president?
Well, before we get there, I just, all I've done is saved myself. What I really want to do, and ripped on you once, but I really want to do is rip on you in a second way, because if we're not ripping on each other, why are we even interviewing? And the second reason that I don't want you as the YSU president, or it didn't for this year, is because you didn't want yourself as YSU president.
Oh.
Because if you look later in the article, it says this is an article that you wrote. Did you not? These are your words, not my own.
Okay, let's do it.
I decided to take my experiences further and was elected as the vice president of clubs. I think this role is fitting for me. Those are the words of Zack Greenberg. This role is fitting.
That was before I realized that I could actually be president. I showed up to presidency, and here's what I was told. Don't do anything. You're now vice president, but you're the highest ranking person in YSU. And I was like, okay, I guess that's where I'm at. And then all of a sudden, I get a phone call, Motzei Shabbos. Hey, Zack, you're under attack. You've been sued. And what do? I get the best, I was going to say God dang lawyer in the nation, Elimelech Pearl, who I've since bought a Disney shot glass with his name on it that says best attorney. And we killed the case. I got presidency. I got my two acquaintances as vice presidents, and yeah, we're chilling.
Zack, I just want to confirm that you won the
I was
court
not
case.
fired. I would assume won. Yes.
Interesting, because I would define a settlement as not a win.
It was a win. I'm not gonna.
That's a tie at best, I think, Zack.
Let's just assume it was a win.
Well, if we assume that it's a loss, actually, because now you're stuck in a presidency position where you're being under attack, then in fact I would consider that a loss. In fact, being attacked from all angles, because it is not only I who is part of this lawsuit, but my dear friend Labe Weiner as well was on my side.
Is Labe Weiner here?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
We can find out. Do we see Labe here? Does anyone see Labe on their screen? I don't see Labe here.
Okay, all right.
We're clear of Labe. But I think he'd agree
I'm
with
gonna
me,
get that
and
guy
I'm
fired too, and
all-
get CJ as my next. Oh, should we put it? Whatever.
Oh, is that Labe?
Oh, Labe, where is he?
Labe's here. He's on the bottom of my screen. I don't know if that helps you.
I want to unmute him.
Oh, there he goes.
Is your video on, Labe?
Friends.
Oh, he's
Wow.
on. Okay. Is Labe
Wow.
there? I didn't see him. Where'd he go?
Yeah, I'm right
See,
here.
that is the face of a politician.
What?
That is the face of a politician, a true liar. Thank you, CJ.
Here we go.
We appreciate what you do to prove what it means and what it takes to be, yes, a real
This is
YCSA
how you
president.
move up in the ranks.
It's important.
Labe,
That's
did
how you
shave?
move up, by lying.
Okay.
Yeah, I
cool.
did shave.
Oh, looks nice.
Thanks.
Yoni, did you want to pull up the how to define a good president?
Yeah. So basically, what Zack and I were talking about before the show is we figured that our feuding wouldn't really help. I think that lying's better in a president. He thinks that shtick, mediocre high school shtick, is good at being a president. So we decided that we were going to go through a list of qualities in the president that actually make. Oh, now Labe's actually here. Oh, that's
Is
funny
he?
too. Yeah, he's actually here now.
It is
Miriam,
karma.
deal with this. Miriam, good luck.
He's actually upset with you, CJ. You can tell. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to go through what it
Shtick
means
is what the people want. I'm
a
reading
good
the comment
president.
right now.
And
How can I
so
help?
Whoa!
He talked.
Berman's here? How did that happen? That's crazy. Oh, my brother's here now.
Is there a reason you guys need me here?
Yes. Labe, why did you sue me? What did I do to you?
He did everything to you.
You want me to? There's a lot to say. There's a lot to.
I don't know what there's a lot to say.
Okay, we can start. How much have we covered so
Fine.
far?
And we all know that it was just about
I
marijuana.
ripped on Yoni. I told him how he failed up to live to all his expectations. I didn't pull up your flyer, but I'm assuming you have to. And I'm saying that I don't know why he has the audacity to call me out and sue me. After all
so
I've done was fill in on my promises. I ran co-ed events. I was on the YOMS committee. I brought Shtick to YU. All I've done is live up to the expectations.
What about your residents?
I Disney-fied the floor. I abandoned them. Okay, fine. But I helped them in a –
It's cool.
also,
No
Corona
students
happened,
left
so it
behind,
worked out
Zack.
anyway.
No students
I didn't leave them
left behind.
behind. I didn't leave them I
It's
didn't
cool
leave
if
them
you
be-
wanna.
I didn't leave
know
them behind.
to
I
take stuff up,
said,
that's fine.
I'm moving. I picked them up with me.
Mm-hmm.
You told Schwab that you think about the YSU presidency in
Oh,
the shower.
God. He asked me, what do I think of in the shower?
Unquote.
That's not my fault. That's out of context. But yes.
Not
that
your
is- that
residence.
is-
The YSU presidency.
Okay. That's
In either
true.
case, I think it's important that we let the people decide what it is in a president.
Zack was better than CJ, Daniel Malol, a guy on our floor.
In either case, I think it's important to go through the statistics of what it means to be a good president. And so we have a presentation here about what it means
Whoa.
to be a good president. Now,
Okay, let's go
if
through
you
it.
follow, these are male approval ratings. As you can see, Zack is currently sitting high based on completely 100% made up numbers, and I'm sitting low. And the reason that I'm sitting low, and Zack, you can explain why Chaim's sitting at 60% in a second, but the reason I'm sitting low is because the Yeshiva Shchevra got up and all voted against me after I failed to bring tissues to the Beit Midrash, a promise that I had made in the past, as Zack mentioned, and did not fulfill. Now, it happens to be that I respect the decision of the Yeshiva Chevra, And it's of utmost importance to me that that 22% remains no greater than 22%. It should go down in the coming weeks.
I feel like for myself, it definitely makes sense with 73%. Like, I think I came in as the underdog, and I think one thing's clear that people love an underdog. I think Chaim also came in as an underdog. You know, not many people, like last year, he edged out the victory for Sims president, I think by within 15 votes it might have been. And it was very close. And the Sephardi population, Chaim has not failed them once. Although he may not have been running a tremendous amount of Sims events, what he does run is at the very least known for Sephardiness. There he is. Chaim, I hear you. Chaim, what do you have to say? Why is your approval rating so? Is he there? I can't hear him. Is Chaim there?
No, I don't think
I
so.
love Chaim is the man. See, he's Sephardi. I'm here. Chaim, you're the greatest. And I think that 60% is very accurate on this pie chart.
I think it's important that we move on to the female representation as well, where we have everyone sitting above 50%, including yours truly, Ariel Saknovich, which is just an important note to make. And over here, we actually have Miriam Schloss taking the lead, not only a co-host on our slides, but also doing a lot of work right now, which is what gets her approval rating so high.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Now, the next important stat to consider when figuring out who the best president is time spent at a 1-hour meeting of student council. If you look at the top, I actually sit in front at 64 minutes of a 1-hour meeting. I make sure to get there early and leave late. Labe's sitting at a mere 35 minutes because he's either physically not there or mentally not there for most of the time until he's sponsoring pizza for his club's events.
They are good pizza, though. I'm not going to lie on that.
They're indeed good pizza. Labe upset right now that he is muted, but it's the way it should be. In either case, we also look at Miriam once again, racking up the tally at exactly 60 minutes, perfectly on time, leaves exactly on the dot. Another important stat to keep in mind. Now, when it comes to donuts eaten over the course of Hanukkah, you see a wide range where I actually attempted to perform the donut challenge, which is eating 1 donut per night or per candle.
Oh, you came pretty close.
I did, only I was like 20 off, but that's okay.
Okay.
20 plus.
How many pounds did you gain?
Too many is a time for a different conversation, Zach.
Was that 2 or was that too many, like as a number?
I refuse to comment on that as well, much like I told the commentator all year round. Now, continuing on, it's important to also note that most of these donuts came in the first 3 days because I paskin like Shitas Beis Shammai, which means that I started with 8 donuts and then went down to 7 and then 6, and that leaves you with around the number that you have there, which is why I didn't get much further through the rest of Hanukkah. Carrying on to events run this year, the important thing to note in this one is Ariel Saknovich ran 1 event this year.
That was one of the best events I've ever been to.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It was from your predecessor, YSU president, which is another reason why I think it was such a shame that you replaced him.
Wow.
But that's the important event to note. And then
I do come in second place there. I'll take that.
You come in second place. That is true. That is a faction of something that we'll get to later, which is funding percentages. We'll come to that later because that plays an important role as well. Now, the worst grade that you get on an elementary school test, as you can see, I came up with these slides because this scratched out, I don't know what that is.
Oh, this is your lowest score that you ever got on an elementary school test.
Exactly. Lowest score on an elementary school test that I totally made up for everyone. This was actually true. I got a 77 on my Chinese history test. It was not a fun time, but that did indeed happen. And Miriam again with a 99, Labe with a 98, as our students are indeed close to perfect in this regard, besides for myself, of course. Now, the next important stat to go through is the members on your council can really help facilitate. And normally these numbers would be pretty evenly spread. But if you look at Zack, Zack has added about 23 positions to his council over the course of his 3-week tenure. And so his total is at 27, which means that
I made like 5 people YSU Sergeant at Arms. It's a very important position where in the event that someone tries to attack me, I need to make sure that I've got bodyguards. I think I got Gabe Leifer as one, Elisheva Cohen, Yosef Lemel, Yair Noller, just to name a few, and then I put a Sergeant at Arms.
Commentator as your Sergeant at Arms.
Well, I figured if you're gonna get protected, it might as well be from the paper. So best way to save yourself from the press is to get them to join your team.
Zach, as impressive as that is, I think it deters from you being a quality president on your own. And it sounds like
I look at quantity over quality sometimes, but I also find that my 2 vice presidents appointed, one of them, which was also voted yes by you, Ami Malik, vice president of class affairs, was a great decision. And Jared Benjamin, my first cousin, just kidding, he's not actually, but the only guy in YU to probably been to Disney World more times than me, it also is a fitting call for vice president of clubs.
I hear that, Zach. That is a great claim and a great pickup by you. I guess we'll see what happens in the coming slides over here, because next we have the funding percentages. And as you can note, Ariel.
I feel like Ariel Saknovich should be -1 for positions because he actually didn't appoint a vice president of class affairs.
We'll see. We'll see, Zach.
Whoa, funding percentages.
Exactly. As you can see, Ariel used about 95% of school funding, and this is a chart that goes well over our 100%. But if you divide it by male and female, you can see that our funding is split as such, and the females funding, where, again, you have more funding in general, allowing for that greater approval rate. And then for the females, again, this is actually indeed how it's split for those who are wondering how student council funds were split. But I thought that the last important thing to note were some qualities about ourselves, about our people. And so what I did was I took a lot of useless information and compiled it right over here, where you can see everyone's favorite TV show on the top, if they're a serious or fun personality, or meat or milk type of person. And as you can see, Ariel Saknovich, again, with the documentary on the Civil War, and vegan. Yes, he's vegan. He doesn't eat meat or milk. That is
Ariel Saknovich, I thought he's serious. I thought he was Shticky.
Ariel Saknovich is a lot of things.
I thought the Hanukkah concert was one big joke.
Oh, Zach. When you start taking serious things Shticky, you know you're high school Shticky.
Is that true with Bella and The Bachelor?
Shout out to Bella. In either case, the important thing to note is Chaim's seriousness goes to no bounds, as he includes Shark Tank as his favorite TV show.
Wow.
Unlike Miriam, who again posts Cyber Chase, throwback to the early 2000s.
Good call, Miriam.
We had a lot of that.
That's probably when she stopped watching TV because she had to focus on school.
That's very possible. Miriam, if you want to unmute yourself and come out, now's the time. If not, your defense is officially useless. In either case, these are the things that I think are important to discuss when it comes to having a debate about who the best president is, which is why I believe that we're going to poll the crowd and see who they think in the elimination round. Thank you again, Miriam. We'll count this as your unmuting. But you get to vote who the best Baron president is, who the best Wilf president is, and that goes into a final round of the top 2 from each category.
Wow, this is interesting. I've never been a host before. I actually see the numbers going for who and not just the percentages.
So you can give a live commentary on who's
winning. Live commentary. Right now, I am leading Wilf president. Yoni Broth is in second place. I've got 16. Yoni Broth is 10. Oh, it's picking up. Now I've got 19. On the girls' side, Miriam Schloss is 20. Bella Adler's got 14. Elke Wiesenberg coming close. It's tight. It's tight. Ariel Saknovich is pulling ahead.
Sack takes the lead.
Wow. Ariel Saknovich is with an astounding 15 votes right now.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding. He's got 3. Okay. Yeah. It's okay. Right now, the live update, Zach Greenberg with 21. Oh, here it goes. Okay. Do you only see percentages, Yoni?
I see percentages, yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I got 21. You got 11. So I took first place on the guy side. Miriam Schloss took first place on the girls' side with 22. Bella Adler with 17 for second place.
Which means that we now have a new poll to decide who overall is the best president. If we had to choose just based on this, it would be Miriam Schloss. But now if we narrow it down to just the top 2 from each, Miriam and Bella and yourself and myself, we get to see who actually is the best.
Zach and Yoni, Miriam, Bella, who will win?
Yes, we just need the poll to go up. And if we use, Zach, you know the Force, I believe. You're a Star Wars guy.
Yeah, I've got lightsabers back there if I should go get it. Well, you can't see them.
All right, Zach, who's your daddy?
I am your father. I'm also I am known as the Senate, though. Some people will call me that.
Interesting.
What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
My favorite Star Wars movie is actually in the prequels. It's in the prequels. It is actually the third.
That is that's an unreal one.
I appreciate the fight scene between Obi-Wan and Anakin at the end I appreciate it. I think the ending is lame, and the seeing him turn to Darth Vader is meh. I think that could have been done better, but the actual fight scene with the flips and whatnot was great. I played Star Wars the Third on the Game Boy SP back in
Here,
the day.
you say the next line. I say hello there. What's the next line? Or you
Mr.
could do it to
President.
me. No, you could say it to me and then I'll get it right.
Hello there.
General Kenobi. No,
There you
yeah.
go.
Oh, wow. Here comes the polls. Here we go.
All right.
Mary and Bella, Zack or Yoni. Wow. Yoni, you're actually pulling ahead here. Oh, whoa.
Well, when you're as firm as I am, as good a liar.
Wow, it's really tight, Yoni. Wow, this is tight. Whoa, oh my God, Yoni, it's a 1-pointer on each. This is nuts. I'm not kidding. It's 24-23. You're up by 1. Miriam's up 25-23. Oh, wait, I just took the lead 25-24. This is nuts. Now it's 20. Oh, my God, now it's tied on the girls' side. Guys, I'm up by 1. This is crazy.
This is intense.
Nuts. Wow, now it's 50-50 for the guys. I just took a 1-point lead. This is crazy. Whoever didn't vote, there's like a couple votes left out there. You guys literally decide the fate of YU and Stern. Can I just end the poll right here? Okay. It doesn't look like anyone else is voting right now.
Then I guess we have to close it and see what happens. Although it looks like.
Yeah, I pulled ahead.
All right, let's see those results.
Wow. Super tight. Bella comeback. Wait,
Bella
who won the first round for the girls? Wasn't it Miriam?
did.
Wow.
Miriam pulled ahead. It looks like all those Elka votes shifted to Bella. Now, what I think is interesting to focus on and why it was so close is because the value of Frumkeit on our campus is something that really resonates with the people. And on the other hand, I really think that going back to our stats, your approval rating plus the amount of members of student council that you actually have was the bigger draw in your case.
Mm-hmm.
And I think on the women's side, it's the fact that Bella, representing again the Frumkeit of the Barron Institution, chose The Bachelor as her favorite TV show. Was an impressive stat that actually.
I feel like Cyber Chase might be more frum than The Bachelor. Like I feel like The Bachelor.
That's
teaches
my point.
People. Okay,
Bella
fine,
found
yeah.
herself in a wider tent capacity where she's not really able to focus on the tech stuff, but also focus on The Bachelor. Really helped her pull ahead.
I feel like your 77 might have hurt you because you showed people that you're vulnerable versus people want a strong leader that at least is in the top 5 range of lowest grade, and you put yourself in a spot where you're vulnerable, and people took advantage of that.
Yeah, that's when I started my lying spree, 7th grade. I figured if I'm going to get into politics and be a strong, independent male, I'm going to need to pick it up and start being less vulnerable.
Right, I thought Ariel Sackness was going to pull through with that Hanukkah concert event, but whatever. Maybe next time.
Much like the event itself, he seemed to pull short.
I actually did happen to love Mordecai Shapiro and Betty Freeman.
Oh,
it was a good squad.
Yeah.
That Bella Adler picture with Morty Shap, that was funny.
So good.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else has seen that picture, just to clarify that. It was on
Bella
Trello and nowhere else.
Oh, well, as long as some people know what I'm talking about. Yoni, in all seriousness, how has it been overall being SOY president? Any favorite memories you have or funny stories?
Well, the whole Purim thing not happening is always a joy. As something, one of 2 major events that SOY gets to plan in the entire year just not happening makes it feel like a complete waste of time, if not for the fact that there were also meetings making it much worse. But on top of that, I think it's important to note the amount of people on very little notice that came in Adar to get donuts that were Padriv sitting in the Nagel lobby. As I was standing there giving out donuts for Adar, promoting my game show night that never happened, it was actually a wonderful sight, and I love seeing people eat more donuts than they did on Hanukkah itself when they were supposed to eat donuts. So that's something that I extremely appreciated about that night.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Wow, way to make do with not the best situation. That's impressive. Major props.
It's important in a president.
What advice would you give to someone now that elections are coming up who wants to run for student council president or just general student council as someone who's both won and lost? What advice do you have? Like, what does it take to win?
So only because I'm representing the yeshiva that's behind me, I'm going to say that there's tzvei dinim to the advice that I'm going to give. And the advice that I'm going to give is as follows. It's twofold, as I mentioned. First of all, I think it's important to note that you shouldn't run. And to clarify what that means, I think it's important to not run if you're not strong and persistent. And I think that persistence is something that we all lack a little bit of, and I think that we all fall short. And that's why we launched the coronavirus attack across America to cancel school, because we were just done with it. Now, the second thing that I would say is if you do intend to run, it is important that you have a good team behind you, because when you're not on the same page as your council members, other student
But you didn't yet win yet, though.
What?
Assuming you didn't win yet, like when you're running, like how do you have the team if you're in the middle of running?
No, you got to get a team behind you when you're running too. But it starts off with knowing that that team will support you in your time of need when you are president and dying under the workload that you have, all 17 credits, 17 and a half potentially, and you're stuck in another student council meeting that doesn't go anywhere. So it's important to have a good team, but even as supporting you, when you're sitting outside, obviously not this year, but in general, when you're sitting outside campaigning on election day, pushing for voters, and you're trying to say, hey, vote for me because I told you my name, it's so important to have 6 other people screaming your name as well to the people who are innocently walking by to their class.
I agree with everything you said. I'd also add that I felt that flyers are key, where you have like a fun, eye-catching flyer that can really get you a lot of extra votes because your name's out there a lot more. And it's got to have something sticky. Like I think I don't remember what it was exactly, whatever. It was definitely something fun. It was a picture of me running, and it looked really epic. So I think that attracted the eye. And also I remember that you got to have a good picture for the forms, where when you want to like put yourself on the ballot, the people without a picture, by just instinct, no one's going to click you. But if you have a good picture of you, people are going to click that. So some advice is definitely flyers, have people chanting your name. I don't really know how that's going to work this year, but maybe prank call people. I've prank called people before. So I would suggest that, and it should be good. Okay,
Zach, I want to add to your flyers point for 2 seconds. First of all, I had a flyer when I was running that I called Big.
Oh, we know about your flyer.
Big Yellow. Oh, yeah. But now people know what it was called. It was called Big Yellow because it was all yellow in the background. People could see it from a mile away between posters and whatnot. And I think that it's important to note, we're a couple of WILF students, but it's important to note how flyers can really change an election on the Barron campus as well. No further comment on that.
Okay. We have another special guest, Daniel Ginsburg, here with us. So we were going to talk about Shtick on campus with Ginsburg. Obviously, we've got Shtick off campus. Whoa, that was loud. That was scary. That was epic.
He's like, how's it going?
Wow, it's really loud. Okay, we're good. Yeah, doing good. How are you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Daniel. I don't know why I keep calling you Daniel. No one heard that.
Okay.
I think you told me once,
totally
Daniel.
fine. Okay, wait, let me just put the record straight. So, I'll go by Daniel, but if you call me Daniel, that's totally fine. I will respond to most things that have a D and maybe an L in them.
Okay.
Many things of the past, so like don't say
Daryl.
I do go by Daniel.
What about Daryl?
That'd be a tough. I think I do like a little like quick like head check, you know?
Right, I feel.
Now, Daniel, is it true that you've occasionally gone by Duck Neil? Is that true as a way of helping pronounce your name?
That on occasion, if you check my Campstone fanny pack, you might find evidence that supports your statement, but I can neither confirm nor deny that at the current moment.
So could we refer to you as Duck for the duration of the episode where you're talking?
No, because like you gotta have the N or the L.
All right, Duckle.
I'm probably not gonna recognize it.
Duckle. Okay.
All right.
That could work. Also, Yoni, can I just ask a quick question to Yoni?
Yeah, go for it.
Yoni, I was just wondering, actually serious, because I was trying to keep track. I don't think I had a single thing you said that was serious. I'm just like trying to.
There's a question from the audience. Who is the Yoni broth imposter?
That's a great question. If you look at my screen, actually, it says Mr. President, but it's spelled without the I because I don't put myself first. There's no I in president. There's only the Kahila. But
there is a Yoni in president.
Anyone who's typing
we actually have two. There's Yoni with a capital
and lowercase. I saw that as well. Very interesting. In either case, to answer your question, the answer is almost indefinitely no, where I think the penultimate response to this would be that I have said nothing truthful in the last couple of minutes or throughout the duration of this show, including when I said that I like Zack and we're friends. I think that it's important to note that penultimately that is not a true statement.
Wow. Deep answer.
Inspiring.
Yeah, I try.
I think I just teared up. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
That's what it means to take the I out of president.
Okay. We're good.
Now, Danielle, is it true?
Okay.
Is it true that you are the head of the Shtick Club at YU?
Yeah, so I'm president of Shtick.
Wow.
I was slightly offended when Zack started this show that like he didn't consult with me beforehand, but I got over it.
How did your perm shtick club go overall this year? How was it?
So we actually had 3 events planned, all revolving around perm. We got through half of one because school got canceled halfway through our event. That was the costume dress-up week. We actually
someone's claiming perm as an entirety was canceled. I think that was a Hava verdict. Is
yeah,
that true?
No, it was very. I did see an actual official document that did cancel perm. It was very
the entire perm.
Yeah,
I heard.
And they were
I
thinking
heard that came from the Reform Party.
I heard rumors about canceling Pesach as well, so you should just keep an eye out for that as well.
Wow.
You might get an email from either President Berman or President Trump. Either one, really. I don't know.
What about President Zack? No.
I don't know if President Zack has that much authority. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
And
Ben
overall,
Barry.
Honestly,
And
the best ones are
overall,
usually
I
the ones
also
with the least
got
amount of
that.
power because they don't do anything that upsets you
Wait.
because they can.
Daniel, whatever. Duckle. Either way. What other ideas do you have to incorporate shtick into YU besides for perm?
Okay, so I mean, actually, I want to just go over some of my perm ideas because I had 2 other ones. We're actually planning on having a joint perm shtick club, baking club event of making humintashen.
Why wasn't there more money given out?
Why was there more? That's the question. You have to direct that one to Mr. President Broth. I really wanted to make it like $75 for like first place for the costume dress a week, and they wanted to give me like $30 a day.
I actually have. When I was in 8th grade, I won my school's costume contest. I dressed up as a Zack in the Box. I made like a cardboard box, wrote Zack in the Box on front, and I was a jester, and then I won most original costume.
And it's that type of shtick that we need not in YU. Continue.
I think the last time I won a contest was when I won a soup eating contest with a fork. It took a while, but
wow,
off that thing down.
Oh my! Do you ever watch Drake and Josh?
Of course.
Okay, remember that joke that like Mindy did on Josh, where she's like say fork 10 times fast, and like he does it, and then she's like, what do you use for a soup? And he's like, ha, I use a fork, and she's like, really? Because I use a spoon. So like I did that on my cousin once, and now we steal her spoon every single time there's soup, and we like hide all, and then she has to eat soup with a fork, and it's been like 15 years.
That's amazing. That's dedication. I gotta say.
Okay, fine. What were you saying about some ideas for perm?
Oh yeah, so one was gonna be the joint perm shtick club baking club event, which we were gonna do before perm, and then we were gonna have a Mishloach Manos eating party the day after perm with platters of sushi to go around as well. So unfortunately, none of those had a chance to happen. Some other ideas I had was maybe like Rosh Chodesh dress-up days, or like once a month random dress-up days with a theme. We could give out prizes again to the best costume. Also, I really wanted, I had an idea to start a world record, a Guinness Club.
Wow.
Not the drink, but just like having a club that was dedicated to just like breaking random world records, and like preferably ones that required 0 effort and just a bunch of people in one location.
Right.
Now I know coronavirus is probably not the best idea right now, but I had a couple ones. One of them I actually looked up on the Guinness website. So we have breaking bread. You need 328 people. I think
we could do that.
Yeah, just break some bread.
Does that mean like everyone cuts bread at once?
I think it's something like that. Also, popping your collar. Right now, the world record is 732. That one's a little bit steeper. Like I think it's a little bit tough, but I think we could try. Or passing an egg. We have 394. Oh, and also this one we could definitely do. Flapping simultaneously. The current world record is 407 people.
Wow.
Last time I checked, who were flapping simultaneously. I think we could definitely get at least like 450, just like our wings, and we could break some world records.
So let's go for
now, Duck Dog.
For the Shtick Club.
Duck Dog. There was a comment made by a Jacob Tepler, who I believe was mentioned earlier in the show, also asking you what's on your suit jacket. Would you care to explain what's on your suit jacket?
I'll try to give a close up.
Whoa, what's happening? You keep disappearing.
There's actually Star Wars characters.
Whoa! No. Wait, get rid of your background.
I like my background now. Fine, hold on.
Zack, I think we got the right guy for this.
I hope so. This guy seems like he knows what's up. Are you a prequels fan, or you like the sequels?
Honestly, I'm not such a big fan. I enjoy Star Wars.
Wrong guy.
And we got Yoda. This is not Baby Yoda. It's just cartoon Yoda.
I have Baby Yoda socks.
Oh wait, actually, can somebody help me? Okay, do you see the orange character?
No.
You see that person in orange?
Yeah.
Yo, who is?
Is that kid Anakin?
I don't know. I think it's I'm not sure if it's girl or boy. Okay, hold right now. Anybody who knows the answer, if you see this character right there,
I'm gonna go with kid. I'm gonna stick with kid Anakin.
And then who's the one in the green?
People are agreeing with. It's probably Luke, but it doesn't really make sense why it would be Luke. But
so okay, Anakin.
Someone thinks that it is Baby Yoda socks.
Fine,
okay, I guess we'll have to go with Kid Luke or Kid Anakin. Anyway, so yeah, that's on my suit. It comes out occasionally.
Oh wait,
for Shtick weddings for him. It's a multi-purpose suit. Yeah, it doesn't work in the background. You gotta turn it off. Are those Yoda socks?
Yeah. Do people see it? I can't. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, they're all. Look at those. Yeah. Horrible.
Okay, we're good.
Look at my old background.
Now, Zach, when we're on the topic of shtick, and you do shtick, if you had to pinpoint two things that create shtick, what would they be?
Here's my concept. The best shtick is where it's serious and that there are stakes. Like, people could do funny gimmicks when it's easy, but then no one cares. Like, if you do shtick, like here's a perfect example. On my BEMA final and midterm, it's like an Excel spreadsheet, right? And there's like a 5-page Excel test. So every single page, I'll put a different picture of me, like in Disney, me eating ice cream, me running. And it's like, this is supposed to be serious, but I'm adding shtick. But you can't be like, wait a second, he didn't take the test. Like, he didn't answer the questions, because I did. But then I also added shtick. So the best shtick is where it's like, this is supposed to be something legit, but then you add shtick to it. And now all of a sudden it's like shtick and serious. And it's like, what do you do? And then the only thing you do is laugh about it. See, someone says I'm funny, I'll take it. Another good shtick example is doing things at the wrong time where it's not the worst consequences. So I'm gonna stick with that. Like in the tape, there was a Chavrusa sign-up sheet, and my vice president Jared, he kept signing me up as Zachary Greenberg looking for Chavrusin Defense Against the Dark Arts. And then like some rabbi came along, crossed it out. Then he wrote it again, and then he crossed it out again. And then he did it one more time, and the rabbi crossed out and said, if you do not come to my office, like signed his name, you will never be forgiven by God, and I do not mocho you. And wow. He never went. But yeah, so that might have been the line at the third time, but the first 2 times was great shtick.
Wow. And Zach, I was just wondering if the first tip was intentional for the next topic that we're going to discuss, or we're maintaining the shtick topic for longer. Oh, the Sims one, because you mentioned you're a BEMA major, which implies that you're in Sims, or you're taking a BEMA class at least.
I am in Sims.
Yeah.
There we go. Do people see this?
You're now it's there.
Yes. Okay, good. Yoni, should I read through it?
Go
I'll
for
highlight
it.
The best parts. I hope you're staying safe and healthy, blah, blah, blah. We will hold our next honors event, a pool party in Panama. This event is 100% mandatory. For those of you in Sims Honors, you know what I'm talking about. Unlike YC Honors, who seems to have Broadway shows and whatnot, we have very prestigious, highly intense events for Sims Honors students. Speaking of the Sims Board of Students, we have decided that only through incentives will anyone in Sims actually care about their classes. As such, the following changes we made in the curriculum. Anyone who does not attend a Sims honor event will receive a B letter grade in the class that they sat in the event while the event was taking place. We understand that all of our events conflict with your schedule, so we decided that this change will solve all doubts.
And that's an important note to make. It's amazing to see the strides that we're making as a Sims university, especially in the honors program, where we acknowledge that all of our events do conflict with someone's class. And the fact that we make events mandatory and the fact that they conflict, it's really great that such a statement is being made out where they're telling us that getting a B letter grade in the class is a disincentive to skipping out on events. So it's really important for us to note that, I think.
It's not only about the education you get in classes, it's about missing classes for important events which they schedule inconveniently for some.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I like point number 3 that they made also. I enjoy that one a lot if you want to read that for us too.
So all of you who intend to go into finance and accounting, think again about how classic your decisions are. and how ours will clearly make you better than your fellow peers. You will all learn about investment banking and never about the world around you. These opportunities are a way for you to learn something other than stocks and sports. March Madness is not happening. Get over it. RSVP now. https://forums. This is a joke.org. Thanks, comma, Emily Kaplan. And
Right.
this is START, so this is clearly important.
Right. So it's important to note that strides are being made in the SciSims department, especially for the honors program, as yourself and myself are both attending, me leaving, obviously, this coming year, yourself sticking around for another. But it's great to see the strides that we're taking as an institution and as a school.
Wow. Inspiring. Is
We try to
Natano Arusi here? Is he here? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not. Yeah, we could guess. Yoni, what are some of the sticky things that you do in BEMA?
Some of the sticky things that I do in BEMA. So there are a lot of different things. I think the first sticky thing that I do in BEMA is ask too many questions, but it's not the type of questions that any professor wants to hear. It's the type that make fun of other students in BEMA for overachieving. For example, the best student in my year of BEMA is definitely Jacob Deitch. He deserves a shout out and he gets it.
Yeah.
He is incredible. He is minoring in computer science, really an incredible person and knows what he's doing. And so when Jacob answers a question in class and you get to say, oh, classic Jacob, or something more than that, and the professor doesn't like it because he's Cufton and way too serious for SciSim School of Business.
Cufton actually ran a co-ed game show night tonight for BEMA majors.
All 100% shtick. He's learning. We've taught him well, Zach.
Wow. He's 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing as a BEMA major that I do. The other thing is I'm actually going to show you now that you've kindly asked. First, I need to remove my background to make this work. Is because I'm in Sims and have absolutely no work, because we just have classes and tests and that's it in SciSims. We have a lot of time to pick up other skills and hobbies, including social networking. Obviously not at Sims Honors events, but this is Eddie. Hi. And Eddie is my friend. Eddie is someone that I picked up along the way when I felt sad about myself. I know I am. So he is a great person to have around in times of distraught midterms and final season. Is that when it was? Yes, it was final season. Okay. So that's Eddie for all you people who are wondering what you can do with your free time when you're in the SciSim School of Business, even when you're taking 17 and a half credits, because the only half a credit you can get is in the honors program as your internship.
Right.
So you get a job for half a credit.
That's inspiring.
Yeah.
Wait, Arusi, you're there, right? Can you say hi or no? Are you muted? I don't hear you.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
I saw you now.
I would like to introduce Natano Arusi, president of Rutgers University. And fellow, what?
We have chancellors instead of presidents.
Wow.
Yeah.
Arusi, I know that as someone who went to TVC, I know that you also love shtick, and I know that you pull a lot of shtick on YU, even though you go to Rutgers. Can you tell a couple of examples?
Oh yeah. Last year I came for Plim, and a great shtick was I dressed up. I initially meant to dress up as a nerd. It ended up accidentally being a YU student outfit. Not a throw out at you guys, just it happened. Whatever. And then I had a nice little chat with Dr. Rabbi Berman about how much I love President Rabbi Dr. Sir Lord Jonathan Sachs Berman.
Well said.
Yeah, about how much I love YU. And the only part where I really got tripped up, this is at the Chagiga, so it's already a little late at night. The only part I got tripped up was when he asked me my morning shir, and then I remembered I don't know any morning shir names. So it kind of just ended there. I was like, oh, I guess I can't remember. I'm just tired. And he just walked away.
Oh, wow.
He looked at me. He talked to the guy next to him for 5 seconds and then got up and moved seats. Wow. It was easily one of those moments of my life.
Arusi, do you have, I wanted to do, Shira Schneider couldn't make it tonight. Do you have a story for me to say? Did you select one random story from my Google Doc of 6 pages of stories?
Yeah, I got you. You got punched by Darth Vader.
Oh, fine. That's a funny one. So when I was a senior in high school, I went to Disney World and I saw Meet Darth Vader, and I was like, oh, this will be fun. I think I had just met Chewbacca, and I was shocked by how realistic he was. Like, full 6'3" Chewbacca, huggable. He like just, it was unreal. And I was like, oh, sick, Darth Vader also. So we waited, like me, Jared. I think it was literally just me, Jared, and my little brother. And we get there. I think I was wearing a Darth Vader Max. So like I was really excited to meet him. And then we get there, and like he's just staring at us, and he's like forward, and we're like, and then I walked forward. I was just like, oh my God. And we were just staring at him, and he was just the most. I never understood why my parents said he was scary. It was beyond terrifying seeing a giant Darth Vader, and like he had the exact same voice. I don't know how Disney does it, but like he was like saying lines to us. And then I was just like, you know what, YOLO. Like I got a picture with him. I said YOLO, and I gave him a hug, and then he shoved me to the floor, and the Disney cast members were like, Lord Vader does not like to be touched. And I was just like, oh my God. And then I ran out of there, and we were all crying. It was really scary.
That sounds a lot like our story of what happened with the YSU presidency.
Yes. I tried
Honestly,
hugging Zack and
I'm
then
sure-
me down.
I'm sure Yoni can back me up. You could probably sue, get some good tickets to Disney for the rest of your life. You know, build it up to be more than it was. Be like, oh, you know, he punched me. He pushed me to the ground. He started
I would
kicking
never
me.
sue Disney.
He shocked me with lightning. You know, it was terrible.
All right. I wanted to end off with I mean, a lot of people have their backgrounds on, like, or their cameras off, but if you want to raise your hand and ask a question, we'll free to unmute you right now. So let me know. I guess we'll start with Sarah Banun. Well, she doesn't have a question. I just saw her on the top of my screen. Sarah, do you have any questions for Yoni and I?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, fine.
No comment. My favorite quote to the commentator.
Jacob Shiner, any questions? I'm just going to call out people.
Yeah, Zach, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Favorite movie? Probably Episode 5.
Why?
I think when Darth Vader and Luke fight, it's like so beyond intense when they like turn on their lightsabers in the dark, and like the flips and the intent, and then when he chops off his hand and the reveal, it's just crazy. Sammy Bernstein. Sammy, wait, it's not working. Sammy, are you getting unmuted? Yes. Sammy, are you unmuted? Talk. Wait. I thought I did it. Sammy, talk. I don't know. Okay. Sal Shapiro, go for it.
I have no questions in particular, but
okay, done.
It looks like he wants to say something. That's a
I see a hand up, but I already picked the Hobbit verdict, so we'll see how it goes.
What do you think about the new pass-fail policy?
Yoni hit it.
I think it's really important to note what they aren't telling you, and that is that probably in 90% of classes you're in, you cannot pass-fail it because it's part of your major. And so it's really important to note such things. That said, I'm currently in an econ class that I cannot stand, and therefore I'm so happy that I get to not care about it even more than I already don't care about it.
I'm in first year writing right now, and I'm really excited to pass-fail that if I don't get an A.
Exactly. Wonderful thing, this pass-fail system, when you've already completed 90% of your major requirements.
Also, I mean, just on a side note, so from speaking with the dean and whatnot, like a big reason why they didn't want to just pass-fail everything was to keep things serious, and also for jobs in graduate school, for major requirements, it does not look good to have pass-fail. All right, Sammy Lukowski, are you unmuted?
I am unmuted. How are you doing?
Okay, top 3 best days of my life.
I just have a quick question for both presidents. Yoni, I just want to know how's it going? It's been a while.
Sammy, we missed you on floor 6. Work 6 shout out. There you go, Duck.
Yeah, let's go. And a quick question for Zack. Can you please sing for us?
No.
I feel like that's a question that's asked every time.
Right.
Zack, 1 week, it's got to be sing with fine. Zack on Good Shtick with Zack.
All right, last question. I'll sing randomly. Rifki's got a question, then we'll call it, then we'll wrap it up.
No question.
Like
no question.
Okay, Natano Larussi's got a question, then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, for your singing bit when you run the concert, when we can it be you and Jacob?
If Tepler is in,
together?
I will sing a duet with Tepler if he's down. One episode.
I think you'll get the entirety of every school to come join that.
If Tepler is
not just YU, not just Landers, not just Rutgers garbage. You'll get like UCLA. You'll get like Queens College in Canada. You'll get everyone.
Let's do it. I'm excited. Okay.
Idan Reichel at a 45,000 person concert on Zoom. I'm sure you could easily be done.
Yeah. Did he ask? That's a lot. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I know, it's crazy.
All right, guys. Thanks everyone for coming.
It's been
Thanks
real.
for the special guest, Yoni Bro. Thanks so much
Thank
for
you
joining me.
for
It's
having
been
me
real.
back.
I hope you guys learned something tonight because I know I
And
sure
I hope,
did.
hope you learned nothing.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sim's emails are important to check,
all of them.
and
All of them.
every single one. Also, Shtick and Torah can be combined if you do Shtick hard enough.
Got to watch The Bachelor. If Bella proved anything tonight, The Bachelor is the way to go to combine Shtick and Torah.
Yoni Broth did not go to Hakotel. I thought he did.
That is a true statement. Can we be honest now? Are we
Yeah.
allowed to? Okay.
Yeah.
Off the record then, because it's important that it's off the record. I did not go to Hakotel. Yeah.
What?
Right. Off the record, I'm not. I actually did indeed go to Gush. Off the record though. No one.
Lies. Deception.
Yeah, I was
What's that
kind of
from?
confused by the Hakotel
Right.
building behind you.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
How did you build Hakotel in your background?
So I used the help of quite a powerful tool called R. You might be learning it now in your BEMA classes, where you can do whatever you want in coding. That's what they tell you R does, when really it's just a bunch of formulas.
I heard computer science is overrated and that BEMA is really the major to do.
Yeah, but that's because
This
it's in
is true.
Sims and you get more
Computer
time
science is garbage.
to everything else.
Yoni,
Why are
if
people
we,
still listening to this? I don't understand.
I don't know. This is just like, I don't know.
They're
Yoni,
20
maybe they want to re-see your stats.
Yeah, should I post it? I feel like that was the most boring part, actually. There's
Why
still
is
27 people here. Why are 27 people still here? There's nothing to do anymore.
I guess we're just waiting for. I guess Marion just wants to see how long it's going to take until we stop talking.
Exactly.
Yoni, right now, what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie ever?
Yeah.
It's a good question. I'd have to say only because I saw it recently. It's definitely towards the top, but I saw it recently.
Right.
Inception.
That was
It's
really
a great
good
movie. It's very psychological. It gets into the mindset. It kind of has like a Matrix type of feel to it, where you're not sure where you are, real world, fake world.
Is it Inside Out?
And I like that.
Wow.
Honestly, that is a wonderful movie as well. I also watched that recently.
What's your favorite?
My favorite quote from that movie has got to be, "Crying helped me slow down and obsess over the weight of life's problems." It's something that I lived by up until I got that 70 I mentioned before.
Unreal. What's your favorite Pixar movie?
Favorite?
I'm just
The
unmuting people. Oh, Incredible! Yeah, it's a great call. What did you think of Incredibles 2, though?
It was the same plot. They tried too hard.
No, I hated it. I hated it.
They tried to make it.
The whole point of the Incredibles was that superheroes were in hiding because no one wanted them. And then Incredibles 2 is like, oh, what was the bad guy's plan? Like, let's bring superheroes back up, bring them back down. That was her plan. Like, I'm gonna make them famous.
Go home.
Landers go home. Well said.
I think that Miriam actually has the power to kick them off if she so chooses.
Unmute Landers. He can't talk back. It's not fair.
Unmute Landers so that he can fight back for himself.
Who is
Interesting
Landers?
call from YU Connect.
Hey, Zach, you know that I actually watched this weekend The Truman Show because you said it was your favorite movie ever?
Yeah, it is my favorite movie ever.
Also,
Actually,
fantastic.
very cool movie. Crazy concept.
Only makes me one of the few movies that makes me laugh, cry, and all at once. It's unreal. I'm just I have no clue how to end this. I don't think I have the ability to. I feel like didn't we just get another person back?
I don't know.
Someone
We're at 26 still. I don't know what they're still doing here.
I thought it was down to 24. I thought it was at 24 for a
It
second.
might have been. I haven't been keeping so much track.
Someone has private messaged me that Gabe is back.